Welcome to Heat Check. We're going to look at the top 10 highest selling vintage denim items over the last 2 weeks on eBay. This video is sponsored by WeBuyOldJeans.com. Coming in at number 10, we have this vintage Levi's 501 Big E jeans. These are from the 1960s. It says grade A. Yeah, so this is, we've seen this before. We can see that little A over the top of the 501. This was something apparently done in the late 60s. Still some question as to what it actually was for. Many believe it was a grading system. It seems like the most likely scenario. Pretty dark. These are looking pretty good. Crispy all around. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for a little bit more, to be honest, as they do look really good condition. They are a size 36, so, or no, 32. Okay, so they have shrunk quite a bit. So the shrinkage is in, and that can definitely take away some of the value. There are a few defects you can see here, but not too bad. Beautiful pair, if I do say so myself, and you don't always find one with the A over the top of the 501, so that's pretty cool. This one sold for $1,025. Then at number 9, we have an original Oshkosh Big Osh, apparently 80 years old. We don't normally see Oshkosh on this list. In fact, I think this might be the first time we've had Oshkosh at number 1. They do have some fantastic buttons. Those are pretty cool buttons, if I do say so myself. Let's take a look. I'm not super familiar with, so these also include the pants. That's probably what's really driving this value, because those are like the old, like, World War II era. So the pants are probably really what's driving it, not so much the coat. I should have understood what they meant by now includes jeans too. Probably don't need the two there, but either way, cool. This is a cool set. We don't normally see it. I'm going to go ahead and include it, even though it's a combo. We don't typically include combos. We're going to include it today. 31 bids later. This one sold for $11.26. When take out your change purse and throw in 4 cents. Tony Alamo is back. We have the patriotic themed denim and rhinestones jacket. If you don't know, Tony Alamo was like a cult leader in the 80s, and they made a business doing these like custom like jackets like this, worn by tons of celebrities. Then of course, there's like tax evasion and all kinds of other stuff, and so he went to jail, but his jackets remained incredibly popular. This is one of the more ornate ones that we have seen. It actually is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. There's Tony Alamo of Nashville. We saw a surge in these jackets a few months ago, maybe towards the beginning of the year. But now we're seeing a little surge again today. There's that Tony Alamo, like custom designs. Pretty crazy, all the rhinestones. All right, this jacket sold for $1,200. Then back to back, we have maybe the same exact jacket, but somebody else bought it and then resold it. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go back and take a look. Just see if the sizes are the same. No, this is a medium. So 2 different jackets, different sizes, sold within 2 weeks of each other. This is not uncommon when somebody sees, something they own go for a lot of money. It's time for them to, decide to sell it. But this one went for more. This one sold for $13.99. So doing just fine. It's basically an exact reproduction of the other one, minus or the fact that this is a little bit bigger. But these Tony Alamos are still bringing in big bucks. So if you can find yourself one, you'll do just fine. So if you think you have a pair of jeans that might end up on this list, we recommend you check out WeBuyOldJeans.com. These guys are the best in the business. They can give you appraisals, they can help you with research, or they can make an offer on your jeans. They offer reasonable prices and great customer service. So we highly recommend our friends over at WeBuyOldJeans.com. Now back to Levi's. This is the 507 XX Type 2 jacket. This one looks really, really clean. except I guess there's that collar issue right there. It does have the Jackron patch, so we're looking at more like the late 50s, maybe even the early 60s. Still got the Selvedge. I mean, beautiful jacket otherwise. It's got a few spots, obviously, but generally in good condition. No major holes or major wear. So, real nice 17 stamped in there. Let's take a look and see if they give us the measurements. Pit to pit is 18.5. So we're looking at, kind of a smaller jacket, and that definitely messes with the value. That's why this one did not go for nearly as much as it could have in this condition. This one ended up selling for $1,400. Then up next, we have something a little bit out of the ordinary. We have some Levi's Jeep seats. These were made in a partnership with Jeep. I think they must be denim, or they might be denim. They say they're denim, but you definitely have the Levi's little brands all over it. The buttons, these are really cool. Levi's did a couple different car collaborations. I think with AMC did one of them, and then obviously here with Jeep. Definitely super cool, and yeah, it looks like it's probably just tan denim, so that is pretty cool. Let's see if they show us up close I guess they don't show us up close to any of these buttons, but that would be pretty cool. One day I hope to own one of these vehicles that Levi's helped design and manufacture, in the interior at least, but until then I'll just oogle and ogle over these things. This lot sold for $1,650. Then next up, we have some 501 XXs from apparently the 1940s. Let's see, size 31 by 30. Let's take a look. These look pretty good. I'm not sure that the age is correct, but we can get up closer and see if we can figure this out. They don't have the patch on the back, which definitely it's not going to help us. It does have hidden rivets, so we're, at least in the ballpark. There is no Levi's on the back, so that is definitely a good sign in terms of its age. So yeah, it's quite possible these are from the 40s. The Visa just kind of weak there, but yeah, it's quite possible these are from the 40s. So pretty good size. That stamp is a product around that time. So, all right, pretty reasonable. These actually sold for a lot less than I kind of would have expected them. Yeah, circa late 40s, early 50s is kind of what I was thinking. My guess is probably more on the 52 side of things. But this one sold only after one bid, so either they took the offer or somebody just bid once, and it ended for $1,999.99. Now for a pair we have seen before. We've actually seen a pair just like this listed and sold before on the heat check list. These are the Lee Riders Rodeo Clown Jeans. Lee and Lee Riders up here on the front. And then again on the backside, right? Yes. Real big on the backside. Leather patch there. Let's go back a little bit. We can see that we have a Lee Selvedge denim. That's you don't often see the Selvedge on Lee, so it's really cool to see the exposed Selvedge. Sometimes they're just one-sided too. But those button fly as well, which is another sort of unusual piece. Lee went to zippers quite early. And there's that Lee Sanford Eyes patch. Really cool. We love seeing these. Love these patches right here. These are so cool. The branded ones, so cool. Definitely pretty sweet. 33 bids, later. This one sold for $2,075. Down week, and then at number 2, because it's kind of a down week for denim in terms of prices and big sales. We have some of these interesting pieces creeping up on the list. This is a Levi's 505 Big E Selvedge pair of jeans. You don't always see them in Big E 505s. You don't see them in Selvedge either as often. And that's because they were rolled out towards the end of the 60s, right as the Big E era and the Selvedge era was beginning to decline. These look like they're in great condition. 36 by 29. I'm imagining these have been washed, but maybe not. We can take a look. They look really, really clean. There's that Talon 42 zipper Remember the 505s are a straight leg zippered jean, as opposed to the 501s, which have button flies. So yeah, these look really, really good. Let's see, do they give us some measurements? Inseam is 29 and says the waist is 36. I assume those must be the actual measured sizes, but these jeans have a distressed look that adds a touch of character to your style. These AI guys, I mean, maybe this isn't AI, but people buying this don't need to, you know, style opinion. Just so you guys know. But maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. But still, beautiful pair right here. You don't get them coming out this often. So that's why this one sold for $2,400. Then at number 1, we have a Type 1 Levi's 506 XX. Apparently made between 47 and 52. Beautiful jacket. This is a really nice Type 1. There is some corrosion or rust on the buttons, but I mean, this thing is old, so what do you expect? One-sided Levi's tab. Buckle back looks like it's in great condition. So yeah, all in all, this thing looks great. A little defect right there, so nothing too crazy. A little bit here and there, might be able to clean those up. So just a few little defects. Otherwise, this is a fantastic looking Type 1. Let's see if they give us a size. Pit to pit is 20 inches, so we're looking at size 40, which is really nice. It's a pretty good size. Tends to be a more common size of the larger sizes, so not too bad there. Absolutely beautiful. It's missing the original Levi's patch, rust stains, blah blah blah. That makes sense. Anyway, fantastic jacket. This one has topped the list many times, and today it does as well. This one sold for $2,500, so not a crazy sale. This one is actually probably one of the lower number 1 spots that we've had in a very long time. So could be just the seasonality, and you never know what certain things make the list and get listed at a certain time. But we've had some big weeks in the last few months, so it's time to take a little bit of a break though. So anyway, super cool jacket. Congratulations.